Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment explains it. A lot of Black Panther talk going on today. Lot of Black Panther talk going on today with regard to this new Disney animated series. We're gonna talk about it. We def gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna give you my feelings. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it ain't. But first, we're going to do what we need to do before we do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, yeah, you get it. If you digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share because edutainment is what I do. Now, I'm gonna go through this in a couple of parts. I want to look at a couple of different articles and see how they vary in what they say about this series, so that we aren't saying, "Oh, you only got that from one source." So if three people are saying the same thing, there's got to be some factual to it, unless they were paid to lie. But let's not dwell on the conspiracy tip. We're gonna get off into this articles. Okay, here we are at The Verge. Okay, Marvel's Black Panther Disney Plus series will dig into Wakandan history. Okay, they giving us a picture of T'Chaka from the What If series. Hmm. Okay, so who's writing this article? Why? It's Charles Pulliam Moore, a reporter focusing on film, TV, and pop culture. Before The Verge, he wrote about comic books, labor, race, and more at IO9 and Gizmodo for almost 5 years. Today, 150 AK standard. Now, details about Marvel's forthcoming Disney spin-off series have been sparse since the studio first announced it a couple years back, but ahead of What If Season 2 premiere on Disney Plus, the streamers just shared a few promising details about what to expect from The Eyes of Wakanda, along with reminders about the impending arrivals, X-Men 97, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and new details about What If Season 2. Disney Plus announced today, that its upcoming Black Panther spinoff series is titled The Eyes of Wakanda. Rather than focusing on a singular Black Panther, The Eyes of Wakanda will tell the stories of multiple warriors who have been tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts from different points in the nation's history. In the wake of Chadwick Boseman's death in 2020, Marvel was forced to switch gears abruptly with its live-action Black Panther films, in which Letitia Wright's Shuri has taken over the titular mantle. Though Black Panther Wakanda Forever established a new status quo for the films, it's been unclear how long that might last, given the larger multiversal rumbling in Marvel's cinematic universe. Translation: people have been crying for the return of T'Challa. That could be explored in The Eyes of Wakanda, especially considering how keen Marvel's been on having its animated shows connect to its live action projects lately. But it sounds like we're still a ways out from Marvel and Disney giving everyone a better sense of what the show will bring to the table. That's what we got from The Verge. Let's see what Collider talking about. They probably got a longer article. Diego Peralta did this one. So let's see if Diego did some justice. Focus on the big picture then, shall we? Focus on the big picture. Marvel Studios is working on an animated series titled Eyes of Wakanda, exploring the legacy and history of the Black Panther. The show will focus on T'Challa's ancestors. And how the mantle of the Black Panther has been passed down through the generations in the advanced nation of Wakanda. The series will provide a different perspective by showcasing the Black Panther story in a different time period, potentially uncovering the secrets of Wakanda before the Avengers came into the picture. Following a screening for season 2 of What If, it was announced that Marvel Studios is currently working on a new animated series for Disney Plus titled Eyes of Wakanda, centering around the legacy of Black Panther. Centering around the legacy of the Black Panther mantle or centering around the legacy of Black Panther? Okay, that's ambiguous, but we'll get to that in a second. The show will follow T'Challa's ancestors, taking a look at how the mantle has been passed down in Wakanda for generations. As the most advanced nation in the world, Wakanda's resources have always been a point of interest for anyone who managed to discover the secret country, but the villains never expected the presence of the nation's legendary protector. First played on the big screen by Chadwick Boseman. Before he passed away, different people have been known as the Black Panther over centuries, and this will be their story. Okay, this just goes on to tell us the history of the Black Panther in the MCU. Okay, thought Bucky killed his daddy, found out it was Zemo, and that was our introduction to the cinematic Black Panther. Or should I say more accurately, it was the casuals and the what did Theo call them? Mantle mofos introduction to the Black Panther. Eyes of Wakanda is only one of the animated series. Okay, we already know about X-Men and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Just put that shit out already, okay? We ain't here for that. We this is a T'Challa focused video. And last, and sometimes in many ways least, Screen Rant. Again, same thing as Collider. Pretty much same thing as The Verge. They're saying the same thing, except that middle one. The second bullet point, the animated series titled Eyes of Wakanda will follow brave warriors on missions to retrieve vibranium artifacts. Okay, so are we to believe those brave warriors are Black Panthers throughout the ages, or will it just be random Wakandans that they introduce? Didn't know. Didn't say. Black Panther gets a new Marvel Cinematic Universe TV show update. The Black Panther mantle gets a new Marvel Cinematic Universe TV show update as Marvel Studios reveal they're taking the adventures of Wakanda to Disney Plus in 2024. Okay, same kind of thing. Bottom paragraph, at a recent event, What If Season 2, you know what I'm saying? Disney made the announcement, blah, 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 blah. So that's where we at with it. Okay. This project in no way, shape, or form considers or even thinks about doing anything to benefit the people who were formerly known as Recast T'Challa and have since united under the banner of the Black Panther fan group. It does not consider anything that we have been talking about for the better part of 3 years other than finding a way to benefit financially off of the Black Panther IP. As such, that's their right. But here's what I'm saying to y'all and to everybody who's on X getting bent out of shape. Everybody who's going back and forth with these mofos who think they know and they don't know. First, you got to look at the bigger picture. And it's a point we've been making for years. Do we give Zod the mantle of Superman and then send him off on adventures? Now, before any of y'all talk about Val-Zod, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about bloodthirsty, kill your ass in a minute Zod. Are we going to put a focus on him in a respectful way? Are we going to give him the Fortress of Solitude? Are we just going to make him the protector of Earth? No, you never see stuff like that. When we delve into all the different people who could be Batman, we do not neglect to mention Bruce Wayne. That being said, Bruce Wayne done had like 80 plus years to leave a stain on your brain. That's 20 more years than T'Challa. Who's to say he won't eventually leave a stain on somebody's brain? We got to do the right thing if we want to elevate T'Challa to the status. Well, quiet is kept. He does have that status. It just isn't acknowledged by and large. I mean, it took a while for people to understand how powerful, Superman really was. Superman was a lot stronger than we thought he was. I mean, I'm talking about Rebirth, the most recent iteration of Superman. We always knew Superman was strong. But what I'm getting at is we didn't cut his story off before it got told. And if we want to go Marvel, we didn't cut Captain America's story off before it got told. Steve Rogers got an entire story arc. Thor Odinson got more than an entire story arc. Tony Stark got an entire story arc. An hour and 17 minutes, I believe it is, of total screen time in the MCU, in your fucking opinion, is a total story arc? That's a total story arc. If we can tell a total story arc in an hour and something minutes, cool. But you can't. You can't. And you're screaming and hollering about give these people a chance to make their story. Give them a chance to make it happen. We have been giving them a chance to make it happen. Well, just because it ain't happening the way you want it to happen, not only is it not happening the way we want it to happen, it's not happening correctly. We embracing the tangent before we get the median. We're embracing the satellites before we know everything about the planet. Need another analogy? Or are you digging what a brother's shoveling? Okay? We don't want none of that to change because I personally, I want to see a respectful rendition of other Black Panthers. But not at the cost of the Black Panther. I guess I'll just keep pissing in the wind. You know what I mean? But if I'm pissing in the wind, leave me alone and let me piss in the wind. Let me be the village idiot. Let me be that one guy standing in the lighthouse waiting for ships that ain't never going to come in. Leave me alone and let me be that dude. I ain't bothering none of y'all. That's all we're trying to say. As far as this article, as far as this, I personally, I don't care what Disney makes about Black Panther or T'Challa at this point because I already know they're not going to do right by us. So for me to keep pointing out the fact that they're not doing us right is not a reason for you to come behind me and tell me that you know more than I do when you don't. I'm not out here bickering and arguing and being petty and lowering myself to these levels. It ain't worth the energy that you have to expend to do it. And trust me, in the profession that I work in, I know a little something about stress, anxiety, depression. Okay? On top of all the other shit I have to do in the course of a day. Do you think I want to spend 20, 30, 45 minutes arguing back and forth with some person that I know after one exchange don't know what I know? If I can sum up what I know in one tweet, if I can sum up what I know in one text, if I can sum up what I know in one exchange, I'm going to try to do that. After that, radio silence. Marinate on it. You know the worst thing you can do to somebody who wants to argue with you? That's right. Don't argue with them. Okay? I'm not here to get famous clowning people. I done told y'all that. I'm not here to do all that shit that people do on social media because when I'm done and I leave. I got a life outside of this. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to live it. I don't want to sit here in front of a computer all day, in front of a laptop all day, in front of my phone. Hey, let me alert you niggas. No. How many years, God, I can say that now. How many years have we been asking for them to put some respect on the man's name? That's all we want. Stop confusing Chadwick Boseman with T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman is not T'Challa and vice versa. We can have a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? All these emotionally ignorant people that's like, I just can't think nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I could see somebody else playing Malcolm X besides Denzel Washington. And he killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? But these are all bullet points that I have shot multiple holes in. So I am not gonna dig off in them same bullet points and egg you mugs on that want to clap. Because the only claps I want is for a job well done. I don't need nobody clapping back at nothing I said because I ain't said nothing that was a lie. And if you let me stop, y'all make it y'all finna make me act ignorant, and I ain't gonna do it. Look here, y'all. I do not recommend supporting it, but you can support it if you want to. Marvel and Disney, you have not done right by the demographic that you need to. Truth. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or even attempted to. Because what you may consider attempt, and you probably don't even consider it an attempt. You probably did it peripherally for some other ulterior motive and then said, oh, yeah, that's for the recasters. If it was for the recasters, dot, dot, dot. I can do this all day. This be a whole live. Matter of fact, get ready. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.